Hello everybody. So today's video is going to be about trying to keep, logical thinking or keeping logical thought, because people with delusional type illnesses like schizophrenia and other illnesses that cause you to have delusions and to have like paranoia and stuff. Now I've had schizophrenia for most of my life, and I had a really hard time dealing with delusional thinking my entire life, pretty much. Always thinking that I'm going to be murdered. Always thinking that people are watching me, thinking that people are trying to harm me in any manner. That's why I'm always in my room. Well, that's like a main part, and why I'm always in my room. Why I don't really leave my room, because of these types of delusions that I have, and trying to stay sane, or trying to stay out of a delusional type thought, it can be quite difficult, especially if you're not on medication or anything. Oh, hair, sorry. And I have been dealing with this for all of my life, pretty much. It's just constant delusional thinking, constant thoughts that are just not, that normal people don't really deal with. Normal people don't really deal with delusional type thinking. Now, I think the best thing for mental illnesses, where it causes you to have delusional thoughts, is trying to stay as logical as you possibly can be. Trying to think, like, why would anyone actually want to harm you, right? Why would anyone actually go out of their way to harm you? Because people don't, I'd say most people in the world are not going to go out of their way to harm you. No matter what, what you think is going on inside your head, the idea of it is just very, very rare that you are going to be harmed in any way, or that people are manipulating you in some way, or people are just trying to harm you. It doesn't really make any sense. But for me, it's so hard to get out of that thought. It is so difficult to get out of that thought that I'm being poisoned, I'm being watched, I'm being, microphones in my room, cameras, hidden microphones in my room. No one's actually going to go through that effort to really do anything. People are busy, people have their own lives, people are, they got their own lives to deal with. They're not going to go out of their way to harm some random person. And me, I'm just some random person on the internet. Most people don't really care. It's not something that, people will go out of their way to do. It doesn't really make any sense, to be honest. It's just stupid, and I have to keep reminding myself that, I'm not going to be harmed. Or, like, right now, I'm on 600 milligrams of Seroquel now. And these types of medications, I would say these types of medications really calm you down a lot. For example, I pretty much just, whenever I have a delusional thought, which is literally every single day, and it really does suck to have to deal with extreme delusions, and it can be quite stressful to deal with. Sorry, my cat's meowing. And I don't really like it, but you know what, I have to deal with it. It's something I have to deal with, and I can't really change anything about it. So the best thing, I think, for anyone with a mental illness is to try your best to try to maintain a logical thought. Because in the end, nothing ever really matters. Nothing matters. We are all going to die. Even the way I look at it is, even if I do die or something, if something bad happens, it doesn't really matter. Maybe if I wasn't on a maybe if I wasn't on antipsychotics or something, and I was completely like, you know, completely different, because I am quite different on medication and then off medication. I'm very different, and I personally don't really want to die. I'm quite happy with the way my life is. But nothing's really ever gonna matter. We're here on a little tiny speck of sand. Literally a speck of sand in this universe. Tiny, minuscule. It's not gonna matter. We're all gonna die, and it's not gonna matter. And that to me is a comforting thought. That helps me a lot. A lot of people can't. To a lot of people, that scares them. To me, it doesn't really scare me. It's kind of very nice. It makes me feel a lot better about things, because there's just... Kitty, are you serious? What are you doing? Quit. Every time I start talking, my cat just goes crazy. She thinks I'm talking to her. I forgot where I was. But I give you guys some ideas or some tips on how to deal with delusional thinking and how to maintain it. Like if you hear something in your house over and over again, you think someone's going to harm you. It's a really good thing to do. A really good thing to do is to check it. Obviously, you check and see if there actually is anything. That's what I do. If I ever hear a noise in my house or a noise outside, I always check, because I don't really want to be harmed. And that's quite normal for people. It's not really like a extremely delusional thing. It's everybody goes through that, and it's good to check, but it's not good to obsess about, and it's not good to go crazy over it, because honestly, I know it sounds kind of nihilistic of me. I think that's the word. I just don't really care that much. Maybe that's my medication talking, because this medication is quite sedative. But when I was off medication, I would obsess over it. I would obsess over the idea of, being harmed. Yeah, like, that's why even now I still have my door barricaded. If you can see, I have my door barricaded. I usually put it under the doorknob, because I'm still quite terrified of being killed. I'm quite terrified of my house blowing up. I'm terrified of someone catching my house on fire. Terrified of getting shot. It's just something I have to deal with every single day. And yes, I do take precautions to stop that. I don't like windows either, so I kind of wish I could put something on my window so nothing can get thrown in here, you know what I mean? And yes, people with these sorts of illnesses do obsess over those types of ideas and those types of thoughts. And I would say this: medication does help. What the medication does, I feel like, in my opinion, yes, it works to an extent to get rid of some hallucinations, some voices, and stuff like that. Hold on, give me a second. My phone's vibrating. And I think it's good to have the precautions, right? It's good to be, somewhat worried of it, but it's not good to obsess over it, because that can be quite detrimental to your well-being, and it's not good to obsess over things, because it's just not good. And I think best way to deal with it is just to try to maintain logical thought and try to be like, wow, why am I having this idea, right? Why am I having this thought? What's the likelihood of it actually happening? What's the chance of it happening? It's extremely, extremely rare, and it's not good to worry about something that is so rare that it's not really going to happen. It's just extremely not very good to worry about it, and it is very stressful. It's hard to deal with, but it's not it's not the, for me, delusional thoughts and stuff is really hard to deal with. A lot of the time you don't know what a delusion is and what's not. It's an illness that causes you to not know what reality is. And it's really hard to grasp onto what the reality is and what a delusion is. It's extremely difficult, but it's not easily done. But you can deal with it pretty well if you're on medication. Like right now I'm on 600 milligrams of Seroquel. Yes, it makes me extremely exhausted all the time, which I also think causes me to care a lot less about, these sorts of thoughts, these sorts of ideas, and stuff like that. So, yes, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I appreciate your guys' love and support, and your, just what you guys have done for me. Honestly, you guys are really amazing, and I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, links for all my social medias will be down in the description below. I'll see you guys later. Bye.